Hey guys, welcome back. Drip Coach here with Drip and Farm for Poverty, where we don't trust, we verify, and operate with integrity and transparency. Today, diving into the weekly portfolio update from the virtual Bacon portfolio of looking at the top 100 alts, as well as the Raw Powell Don't Fuck This Up thesis and our smoking chicken fish meme coin that has done absolutely nothing. But stay tuned and we'll dive right into that.
Chasing altcoins feels like throwing darts blindfolded. Every loss hurts and every win is fleeting. Stop the cycle. Bitcoin is the safest bet in crypto, and Drip2 BTC makes it even better with high-yield wallets and discounts. Buy Bitcoin, deposit, and earn while you sleep. It's time to build wealth you can count on.
And as you can see down here in the bottom of your screen, I am keeping my UGG mug on present. So this year, I'm going to try to do more of these videos so you guys can have a name with the face. Since I am developing my token, or I guess have developed my token, I want you guys to know who I am, what my journey is, where I've been, blah, blah, blah. And let's do a quick recap on that, actually. So before we go into the portfolio update, again, this is all about transparency from my side. So those of you who've been following me for a while, you should be aware that I've shared my story and what I've done, but I was in the military, 12 years, United States Air Force, and I had my tour in Iraq. So I'm not going to go through everything. Maybe in different videos, I'll cover different portions. And this one, I just decided I wanted to show a little bit about Iraq, and that was probably my first taste at overseas and wanting to travel. And it was not due to being in a war zone, but it was just like, hey, I got out of the country and I want to see how this is. So we'll go through these real quick. This was a chow hall. That's one thing I will give them, man. They had some of the best food. We had lobster and steak day. There was a Mongolian grill night. Definitely like all the food you could eat 3 times a day. There was no excuse. Most people got fat, but you also had an opportunity to bulk up if you wanted to actually go to the gym. The gym wasn't the best, but it had opportunities. This was just some cargo netting. I forgot what we were doing with this. I think we had to lay some wire and cover some stuff up. This is what we put outside of our headquarters where we were working. So I was in the comm squadron, and our job was to lay communication wire, telephone network, and we were responsible actually for the Predator feed. So the unmanned aerial vehicle that shot up a lot of Iraqis, we ran that feed, and that feed goes all the way back to Indian Springs, Nevada. And we had to maintain the line of sight here. And we put this bar up here as a pull-up competition bar, basically like every hour on the hour coming out here doing pull-ups. And then we put this tarp over it because that bar got hot as hell. This is Iraq, the desert. So we were up here, climbing up here to make it more accommodating. The amount of creativity you go through when you're in the desert and you're working 16-hour days, 6 days a week. I think, were we doing 16 and 7s? It might be 16 and 7s. I don't know. We might have had one day off, I think somewhere in the middle. But even on a day off, you're still working. So this is us looking at our contraption and marveling at its ingenuity. A bar between 2 connexes. And this is me testing it out. I think at these spades, I was maybe 200 pounds, 190. I can't remember. I got up pretty big. I used some of the guys that are part of that communication squadron. Some people doing some painting to make this, turn this house into a home kind of thing. Some more guys in my unit. I don't remember what they were doing, goofing around as usual. This was the actual Connex shower units. So a Connex is just basically a big metal box that they turn into multi-purpose. And this one was where the showers were, so everybody had to walk to the showers. You had your individual curtains and stuff like that. I think it held like 12, maybe 16, I can't remember. But you had your privacy and things of that nature. It wasn't that bad. Picture of Saddam Hussein over at the base. So this was Balad Air Base, Iraq. And his picture was still up, so we took pictures with his picture. This is one of my troops that I was actually in charge of. And we had AK-47s. They were not loaded, but it was just a this is like your typical meme pose back before the Instagram days. The gram was still coming on the scene then, but this is all we had. And these were not taken with camera phones. They were taken with digital cameras. I don't know what the coat of arms is here. No clue where this was. It's an AV somewhere. So I guess, I remember you could actually get your own coat of arms done for your family house, and they would research it and make it for you, and even make the sword and stuff. I never got that done. This was my group of OGs, man. Zoom in on these guys. So they were some of the guys I used to go like hang out with, and shout out to these people, because this is also kind of probably what spread the need or seed for me to want to move overseas and help out. A lot of these guys here, this one here, they're Filipino, and the other ones were Indian and Pakistani, and they just embrace you like brothers. They were super wholesome, and what they did is they were in charge of filling sandbags and helping make some of the barriers that we made that were out of concrete. So these guys worked like 18-hour days, 7 days a week, and all of the money they made went back to their families. So they took these jobs because it was a better opportunity for them to support their families. So they were working in the same hostile conditions we were, but they were getting paid a hell of a lot less. I want to say $500 a month is what they were getting in 2005. Maybe that's a lot, but they worked their ass off for that money. And shouts out to these guys. More pictures with Saddam, apparently. For no odd reason, but I guess it was just funny to take pictures in front of this. So we have a bunch of those. What else we got? This shows you that we were indeed in a war zone. So this vehicle was hit by shrapnel. This is inside the wire, and a mortar went off. I don't know where the mortar was. These are some of the barriers that team I was talking about built. So the base had tons of these thick concrete barriers built up around, and if we heard the alarm going off, you would take cover. And this vehicle going around one of the roundabouts was hit, and the mortars basically get shot over the field. This base runs straight up next to the field of the farmers because Saddam just took over farmland and built an air base. We tried to make peace, of course, so we were at peace with the farmers, but due to the fact that the wire, the perimeter of the base ran right up to the farmers' land, the Al-Qaeda or insurgents would just basically sneak through the crops and shoot mortars directly over the fence. And you never knew where they were coming and what would happen. But this vehicle got hit with shrapnel. I believe the person's fine, minor injuries, but just goes to show you that it was not all sunshine and rainbows. Even though we were not, as Air Force members, we were not on the front lines. This was still, quote unquote, dangerous. Oh, I gotta zoom out so it'll scroll. And they showed you the other side. They had a flat tire. The people were already changed out. And this was crazy as hell. This was an actual mortar that went through one of the sleeping units that was literally like my next door neighbor. And luckily this person was on the night shift because the mortar went through the roof and landed in their cot. And that was, like I said, 20 feet away from me. That woke me up. I was like, what the hell? And this just gives you a reminder, shit happens. Getting choked up. 1 second. I had to hit pause on that and recompose myself. This is funny because it's right before my birthday, interestingly enough. And this is the shrapnel from the outside. These little, it's hard to tell. They look like markings, but this is actually holes from the shrapnel. So when they make these mortars, they basically fill the mortars up with whatever metal they can to try to get as much damage as possible. I believe the person in here survived as well. Like I said, the original person took this off. They were sleeping, and then the person on the other side, the unit is covered with, well, not covered, but in between you, it's you and one other person, and you have these metal cabinets, bunkers, closets, lockers. There's the word I want. You have metal lockers, and so the person on the other side was actually safe. Wow, I had no idea how difficult this actually would be. I haven't gone through these in a long time. So let's see. So this is, I think this is still the same unit. That might be the no, it's just a water bottle. I'm about to say that might be the shell of the actual mortar, but it's not. But you can see war is by no means sunshine and rainbows. This is the other side of the tent, so it just literally ripped that up. And of course, the tent is made of, like, you know, canvas and things of that nature, so the shrapnel just eats through that. But you can think of that the same as your skin. It was the exact same thing. We're posing again with Saddam for some odd reason. Lots of that. Back to, am I going backwards? Back to more pictures of the crest. Don't know what that was about. Why I was crossing my fingers. Why I had to zoom in. I don't know what I did here. I did shave my head. A lot of people shave all their hair off. This, I don't think anything happened. This might have been, I think this is as we were transitioning. So you go from like a 2-person unit to like 12. And we were actually headed on our way out, maybe. I cannot remember, but you see that they tried to make the cots more comfortable. You get a mattress on top of your cot. God knows where that mattress has been. This is the typical, you just get a cot and tons of water bottles. You had to drink God knows how many fluids per day. And a lot of us, you weren't supposed to do this. It was actually a rule. And you can be punished against this. You were not supposed to use the water bottle to urinate in the middle of the night, but many of us were too afraid to go out at the middle of the night to cross the median to go to the restroom. So you said, to hell with that, and you pissed in a water bottle. And I would not be surprised if that's what that was down there. This is just the same building. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we were transitioning out. This could also be transitioning in before they had enough units to get you into your own connects. And again, I had no idea this was right before my birthday. This is crazy. I guess this was me showing some kind of tranquility. A bird perched on the fence outside the wire, or the fence of the wire. And on the other side was, they were drilling, I think they were doing the cement on this side. I can't remember, but they did everything in-house. So they made the cement and everything else right next door. This was that same bunker, if I'm not mistaken. I have no idea what that is. This is my Indian friends. I ate with them. That was my first time eating with my hands and eating Indian food. These guys are super chill. This was the Filipino guy, if I'm not mistaken, and then 2 of the Indian guys. Lost touch with them, of course. No clue. This was a wall of, I think, things they confiscated in Baghdad. And then, yeah, it says Navy Customs. So these were things, I don't know if it was us trying to bring it out or if they brought it in, but they just put it on the wall as like a trophy kind of. This was me posing in front of it. This is some of the other troops sleeping on the cot. Sleeping, I think this was after one of the attacks, and put the cots over the top, like took some of the old cots and slept on the mattress below and tried to like create a little bit of a shelter from the shrapnel. And this is us finally leaving. So this is us leaving in September. So I think I was there from March to September, like 6 months. And this is us at the airport. Everybody's like chilling. Can't wait to get on the plane, listening to music The Iraqis, shout out to them, man. That was the first experience for me, like of a real live bazaar. These guys had any and every bootleg DVD, CD you could get your hands on, and we purchased that stuff in spades. And this was at the airport getting ready to leave. Some more people transitioning there, taking a picture on the plane. I don't remember where any of these people went. I don't remember half these people's names. I do remember this guy, Pike. He was in my squadron. The other three ladies. This was actually my commander. Took a picture with him. Don't remember his actual name. So this is when we arrived back on base. So we were back home on U.S. native soil. And this goes back to the beginning. All right. So I wasted 15 minutes of that just to give you an overview. That's the whole point of this, to give you an overview of who I am and stuff I've done. So let's go over to the portfolio and do our weekly updates and see how that is trending. And one thing, show this real quick, is do not chase the FOMO. That is the big thing in this narrative, this cycle that I've learned my lessons on. There are tokens that will pump, and if you try to run behind them, you will get run over. Let's do a quick filter. SPX 50X in 7 days. So there are tokens that will run up, and if you're trying to just chase green candles, you will get wrecked. So the whole purpose of what I put out in this portfolio was just to see how a dollar cost average strategy will work through this bull run. And as of right now, I've put into this token or this particular strategy $700. We are up $22. I have to add another 100 to this. We'll do that. I'll pause it and we'll come back. And in this one, we put in a total of 1,500. You see that here, and we're up 138. So there's one strategy, which is this one, where I have not bought any extra. And then this is the Raoul Pal, where I am buying primarily Bitcoin and ETH, and then riding that cycle. And then Smoking Chicken Fish had just shit the bed on me. Screw you, Raoul. You were wrong. All right, so let's do an update and buy these. All right, those transactions have been made. So remember, each week it is $100 in total dollar cost averaging, 50 into Bitcoin, 30 into Solana, 10 into Sui, 5 into Doge, and 5 into Smoking Chicken Fish. And those transactions can be verified here on chain to show each one. So this is the one I just did January 4th. And I keep it as close to $50 as possible. Remember, this does not take into effect the fees you have to pay and transfers. So now we are still in a $21 profit because nothing has changed from that $100 I went in, but I have put in a total of $891 worth, or should be 9 weeks worth total of investments so far. And remember, we're not investing in virtual bacon profile. This is just the buy and hold of the alts that I picked from the top 100. And this is still doing pretty well, up 9. And this is up 2.4%. So the goal, let's see, this is 9%. Let's take a look at Bitcoin over the last 60 days. What is that at? Let's do a filter. No, that's not what we want. We want to add a column. And we want to go 60 day. Let's close that, close that, close that. Let's do 90 day just in case. So in 90 days, Bitcoin is up 54%. So technically, and in 30 days, 31%. So technically, this is proof to show you that my altcoin strategy has not outperformed Bitcoin, nor has my don't fuck this up thesis outperformed Bitcoin, meaning I would have been better off just buying Bitcoin. However, I am still in the belief that we are still in this bull run and alts are going to rip, and then we will see a shift. But this is just to show you that you should be evaluating your portfolio against Bitcoin. If you do not have more Bitcoin by the time you are done, you done fucked this up. And Raoul Pal told you, don't fuck this up. So that's why I'm showing you guys transparently on chain what I'm doing, and giving you a strategy of what Raoul Pal mentioned. He didn't say anything about dollar cost averaging, and he didn't pick these tokens specifically with these variables that I did, but he did say that Solana was outperforming ETH, so he would have went into Bitcoin and ETH, and that's where 80 to 90% of your portfolio should be. He is very bullish on Sui, so I picked Sui, and then 2 meme coins that he did mention as well, but he didn't say how much. So far, they're in the green, but they are not outperforming Bitcoin, which means if you would have just dollar cost average Bitcoin, you would have been in the green since this started. Wait, I said 9 weeks. Let's go back real quick. This should be only 60 days. So yeah, 37. Still Bitcoin's outperforming those portfolios. All right, that's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed my trip down memory lane with Balad Air Base, Iraq. Shout out to hashtag Mortaritaville and anyone that was out there. And prayers and a moment of silence to those that didn't make it back. So, all right, that's all I got. Smash that H feel special. Help brother out. Like, subscribe, comment down below. And until next time, live daily and achieve your impossible. See you.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spritz Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real-world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.